Hi, Robert Chuckrow here. I'm going to address the question, where are the centers of the feet? And what I'll be talking about will parallel what I learned from Elaine with whom I studied Kinetic Awareness, and Sam Chin Fan-siong, with whom I studied Liq-Chuan. So the first thing I'll do is show you some footwear that I made. Then I'm going to show you, I'll tell you my definition of the center of the foot, and then I will give you an exercise that was provided me by Sam Chin. When I started Tai-Chi in 1970, all the students were wearing these kung fu slippers, or almost all. And they were things you could buy in Chinatown. I went, could not find anything that would fit my feet very wide. That's been a problem all my life. And so I figured that this is time to make my own footwear. So I got a book on American Indian footwear and found a design that seemed to be more suitable for walking on concrete, which was most of what I did in New York City. And went and got leather and tools for making, for sewing leather. And I did it all by hand. And so this is what I came up with. This is an example of the shoe. One of the first shoes I made. I don't wear these anymore. I've come up with a better design. And you can see the lace is tied here, but it goes around the outside of the foot all the way around both sides. Now these shoes don't have any arches. The American Indians did not use arches in their shoes. They didn't have heels on their shoes. And so I was going to, when I made these, I tried to put arches in, and then I gave up on that. And then but I did put heels on, which fell off, and then I decided I don't need these. And it took me a year to get along without any heels. But this is the wear pattern on the foot. And if you look at it, these are the first and second metatarsals. And this is actually worn all the way through the outermost leather, the sole. There's no wear pattern here, hardly any here. And this is where the center of the heel is, this point. And so my guess where the center of the foot is somewhere over here where there's no weight, nothing touching the ground. You can see it's elevated, and if you put your hand inside, you will feel that the arches conform to that of my foot. The in-trend point is about here, pretty high up where there is pressure. The wear pattern is not necessarily an indication of pressure, but it's certainly, if there's a lot of wear, that probably shows there's a lot of pressure, and if there's no wear, it would indicate no pressure. So what's my definition of the center of the foot? Here's my definition. It is the center of the pressure distribution on the sole of the foot, of all the points that touch the floor. And that would be, we could call that the center of gravity of that, the balance point of if these were weights based on the amount of pressure, the amount of which is based on the amount of pressure. And that's mathematical, and it doesn't help you to find the center of the foot. But next I'll give you an exercise that may help a lot. Start with the feet parallel, comfortable width apart, and shift forward onto the balls of the feet. You'll feel yourself tipping forward, and maybe your toes clenching a little bit, which means you're falling forward. Then shift back. You'll feel yourself going onto your heels and starting the precursor to falling backward. And now rock forward and back. When I learned this from Sam Chin, he had us do this in almost every class. And back and forth, and take smaller excursions. Each time you go to the balls of the feet and then to the heels, you're crossing the center. So the goal is to find the center by zeroing into it, like fine-tuning it. And take smaller and smaller, and then lock that feeling on the soles of the feet in. And then, this is something that one of my students suggested, and I think it was really good. And that is, first go to the outsides of the feet. See, I'm spreading my knees apart, opening. People find this very hard to do, but then go into the inside of the feet, which is what a lot of people do, which is not correct. And then go back and forth and take smaller and smaller excursions until you find the center in the lateral direction, or the center line. You work on that, smaller and smaller, fine-tuning it. And then you can do the forward and back again and the side to side until you locate that center of the foot and lock that feeling in, and then recreate it. So when I'm doing a form, let's say I'm here and I sit back, the weight still stays on the center of the foot. That is, the pressure distribution is centered on the center of the foot, but it's not it's not shifting, it's just increasing in magnitude. Shift forward, it decreases, etc. So it's the same pressure distribution, even when there's no weight on the foot at all, just touching the floor. It still is the precursor of what will be the weight distribution as the weight starts to shift. Thank you.